The stage lights flickered weakly above him, washing the small Toronto club in a pale, tired glow. A young man stepped up to the microphone, clutching a handful of nervous energy and half-written jokes. It was open mic night at a place called Yuck Yucks, and for him, this was it. One last try before giving up on comedy for good.
Twist, twist, twist of fate radio.
He took a deep breath. The first joke landed with a thud. So did the second. The crowd's silence was heavy, familiar, the same silence that had haunted his early shows. He bombed so many times that failure had begun to feel routine. But tonight, something inside him refused to break. He forced a grin, the kind of smile that hides exhaustion. For years, laughter had been his family's lifeline, a way to survive when everything else fell apart. He wasn't just chasing a dream. He was trying to keep hope alive. Let's back up a bit. He'd grown up not far from there in Newmarket, Ontario, the youngest of 4 kids in a working-class family. His father had been a musician, funny, kind, and endlessly supportive. But when he lost his accounting job, everything changed. The family was suddenly broke, living out of a van parked near a tire factory where his dad got a job as a janitor. For a while, the boy who loved making people laugh didn't feel very funny anymore. At 15, he started performing at small comedy clubs in Toronto. His first sets were disasters, long, awkward stretches where nobody laughed. He even got heckled off stage. The rejection hit hard, and he stepped away from performing for nearly 2 years. But his father wouldn't let him give up completely. He believed in his son's gift, even when the world didn't. He told him to try again, one more time. So, that night in Yuck Yucks, with nothing left to lose, he stepped into the spotlight one last time. But instead of copying other comedians or forcing punchlines, he did something different. He leaned into what he was best at. Wild impressions, elastic faces, and a kind of physical comedy that felt alive. He imitated celebrities, animals, and even things like vacuum cleaners. And suddenly, the room broke open. Laughter filled every corner of the club. The energy surged. He could feel it in his chest, the rhythm, the connection, the joy he'd been chasing for years. When he stepped off stage, sweaty and stunned, he knew something had shifted. That performance didn't make him famous overnight, but it did give him his first real confidence and a reputation. Word spread about the rubber-faced kid who could become anyone. Club owners started calling. He soon landed a spot on Canadian television, and before long, a plane ticket to Los Angeles. Years later, after achieving global fame, he would look back on that night as the moment that changed everything. The night he decided to stop pretending to be what people wanted and started being unapologetically himself. He would go on to star in hits like Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and later reveal a deeper, more thoughtful side in The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. But no red carpet moment ever meant more than that humble stage in Toronto, the night a broken kid rediscovered his laughter. He once said, "You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love." And that's exactly what he did. The struggling young comedian who almost quit stand-up was Jim Carrey. Thank you, Mr. Carrey, for sticking around a little bit longer. Whew. Where would we be without his famous lines? I think I quote him on a daily basis. What's your favorite Jim Carrey movie line? This has been Twist of Fate Radio. I'm Angela Clark. Until next time, remember, sometimes the smallest choices lead to the biggest consequences. Want to explore more stories like this? Visit twistoffateradio.com. There you can read more details about this story and others like it. Plus, you can submit your own Twist of Fate story to be considered for a future episode. You never know what twist of fate is coming next.